please.
Good evening. My name is Kelly Carey. I'm from the firm DeFrancisco Bateman. We are the Township's Redevelopment Council. I'm here this evening regarding a couple of things on your agenda. 4 ordinances that are being introduced for first reading and 4 that are on for final reading and adoption. They all involve the Colgate redevelopment site, as I think we all refer to it, although they do have other formal names. First, I'd like to talk about the ordinances that are for final adoption, 25-18 and 26-18. These ordinances are intended to provide minor amendments to the redevelopment agreement and the financial agreement with its JMFRD Affordable Housing Urban Renewal LLC. Basically, it's the affordable housing component of the Colgate redevelopment project. The board had approved the original agreements on this project back in October of 2017, but since then, the redeveloper went in front of the planning board and actually went to seek their site plan and subdivision approvals. And during that process, it was agreed that they were going to add additional affordable housing units. So instead of this project having 36 affordable housing units, the township is going to have the benefit of 66 affordable housing units. In order to do that, there were certain changes that had to be made to the site plan and the subdivision and the plats and all the agreements that had been already in place to put this forward. The committee has already approved a redevelopment plan amendment back in March of 2018, Resolution 8-18. You've already approved these changes in sort of the formal redevelopment plan. And now we have to amend all the documents that were previously signed and agreed to because we have changes. As far as the affordable housing, the main change is the addition of an extra story to include those additional 30 units for the market rate residential section, which is under first reading tonight. The main change is a lot line change. So if you can picture the property sort of an unusual shape, the line between the lots has shifted just slightly. And what that does is everything we referred to in the original agreement cites to the subdivision and the lot line, and we've moved that. So it's not a big change, but it's a change that affects all the agreements. And then for the commercial portion, which also is on for first reading this evening, there's a slight adjustment to the office building. It was kind of triangular one corner, it's been squared off. And then there are some changes to the parking area and the circulation plan. And again, a tiny little sliver of the one lot is moving from that lot to the other lot. So we don't have big changes here, but we do have all the agreements that cited to the prior version, and we now need to amend them to cite to the correct documents. I don't want to spend too much of your time. I know you've gone through all this before. If there, maybe you just ask if there are any questions, then I can address it that way.
Anybody from the dais have a question?
Just the 3 areas then are the commercial, the market, and the affordable housing?
Correct.
So the documents before us amend those 3 areas in ways that are needed based on what we voted on last spring?
Correct, correct. And the planning board's already approved them, and you've already approved the changes to the overall plan. Now we just have to fix the documents to be in line with what's been already approved.
Anybody from the public? Yeah, no, sorry. Okay. Thank you. We'll go ahead when we get to the public commentary. You can ask any questions of Wendy. Okay. All right, Mr. Mills.
Yes.
4 ordinances.
We'll do well, 3 of them. I understand 30-18 is moved. So I'll read 3 by title. All of these will be further considered.
31-18.
31.
Yes.
The last one. The last one's just a duplicate.
This is correct.
Okay. Correct agenda? Okay. Thank you. So these will further be considered for second reading, public hearing, final passage on October 17th at 7 o'clock. 27-18, ordinance of Township of Morris authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute a first amendment to that certain redevelopment agreement between our Colgate Urban Renewal Development LLC as successor by assignment to JMFRD New Jersey Properties, residential urban renewal for the redevelopment of block 10401 lot 3 in accordance with local redevelopment law. 28-18, ordinance of Township of Morris, New Jersey, approving the first amendment to financial agreement for tax exemptions of Lennar Colgate Urban Renewal Development as successor by assignment to JMFRD and J Properties Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of block 10401 lot 3 in accordance with law. long-term tax exemption law. 29-18, ordinance of Township of Morrison, County of Morrison, also as Marion Park, to execute a First Amendment to that certain redevelopment agreement and amended declaration of covenant with JMFRD New Jersey Properties Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of Block 10401, Lot 3.01, in accordance with the local redevelopment housing law. Lastly, 30-18, ordinance of the Township of Morris, County of Morris, New Jersey, approving the First Amendment to financial agreement for tax exemption of JMFRD New Jersey Properties Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of Block 10401, Lot 3.01, in accordance with the long-term tax exemption law. So we need a motion for.
We have a motion to introduce all four of the ordinances,
Yes.
please. So moved. Second?
Second.
Roll, please.
Mr. Benavides?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Sisler is absent. Mr. Nunn?
Abstain.
Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. All right, Mr. Mills, ordinance.
Yes, for public hearing, as indicated in a moment ago by Mr. Quinn, 2518, titled Ordinance of the Township of Morris, County of Morris, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute a First Amendment to that certain redevelopment agreement with JMFRD Affordable Housing Urban Renewal for the redevelopment of Block 141, Lot 3.03 and 3.04, in accordance with the local development and housing law. Redevelopment housing law.
I'll open the meeting to the public. Anyone care to be heard on ordinance number 2518? Seeing no one, ask for a motion, please. So moved. Second?
Is this to close and adopt, or is this just to?
This is just to adopt it, you know, the public side. Okay, close the public session, all in favor? Okay. And now a motion, so to adopt, and second? Second.
Would have to come from Ms. Wilson, Matt, Mr. Nunn.
Yes, okay.
Fine. And the roll call, please.
Mr. Benavides?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn? Mayor Nicholson?
Yes. I, Peter Mancuso, Mayor, declare the ordinance adopted and finally passed, approve the same and direct that the clerk publish proper notice thereof in the newspaper and record the ordinance in the proper place. Mr. Mills, 2618.
Yes, sir. An ordinance of the Township of Morris, County of Morris, New Jersey, approving the First Amendment to financial agreement for tax exemption of JMFRD Affordable Housing Urban Renewal LLC for the redevelopment of Block 10401, a portion of Lot 3, in accordance with the long-term tax exemption law.
Okay. I'll open the meeting to the public. Anyone care to be heard on ordinance number 2618, final passage?
Diane Holland, 26 Northbridge Place. Because I haven't followed this really closely, but what is the tax exemption and what's the impact to us? Because much of the things we've heard over the past years are, well, it adds to our ratables, we get more tax income, it's better for the town. So I understand this goes on all the time. How long is the exemption? Is it only affordable? What, could somebody explain that?
Why don't we allow?
Yeah, please.
Okay, that's all I have. Yes, so the exemption lasts 30 years, which is traditional, that's how most towns do it. What you have to do is think of it in terms of what is there now, which is nothing, you're getting no income, nothing. The town's getting nothing when the property was there in town. So in order to encourage the developer to come in and redevelop it and clean it up so that it can be used. And with the bonus with this one of getting affordable housing, that's helping the township address their constitutional obligation to provide affordable housing. The town has come up with this agreement with the owners, with the property owners. It does phase in. It begins at a very low amount, and then it phases in over time to a higher amount. The way each one is structured slightly differently. The one that's on for adoption this evening, the affordable housing, it starts with 10% of what's called the adjusted gross revenue, but it also has a caveat that it can't be less than, in the beginning, it's 20% of what the actual property taxes would be. And then as 20%, it can't be less in the very beginning.
What, the tax that we receive?
We would receive if we didn't have a financial agreement. And as you go forward, it goes up. So then it goes to, it can't be less than 40% of what the actual taxes would be. And then it can't be less than 60%, and then it can't be less than 80%. And then by the time you get to the end, you're at the full tax. And again, the idea of it is to incentivize the developer to go in and put all those upfront costs to clean up the property and to build something that the township, wants and needs versus necessarily what they might have, preferred to have done. And also to include those affordable housing units, which are not going to create as much of an income stream for them as, regular ratables would. So I think it's a very beneficial agreement that's they've come to with this developer.
It's my understanding that as long as that, this is an uninformed guess, but as long as that building stood and Colgate owned it, they were paying taxes.
But it's definitely at a reduced rate, of what, if it's not being used and not being rented, there should be. There's a value to a structure, but it's very low when it's not being used and when the property is contaminated. So there is something, but it's much more minimal compared to this. And those numbers were considered when these agreements were made. It was, that was weight.
Do these tax exemptions apply also to the commercial and there were three aspects of it?
They do, they apply to each section slightly differently, because the situation is different. An office building has a different income stream, and the market rate residential has different income streams. But it's the same principle, where it starts at a lower amount to encourage the development, and over the 30 years, it becomes a higher percentage, and then after 30 years, it's full taxes.
Thank you. Anyone else from the public care to be heard? Sir.
E. Goldberg, 10 Arrowhead Road. Just a quick question on the development. I heard you had reference to the market rate section as the residential section. Is that correct?
Market rate residential.
Oh, market rate residential.
So
Okay.
there's two residential sections. One has affordable housing in it, and one only has market rate. So we kind of distinguish it.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for clarifying.
Yes, ma'am.
Jeannie McKay, 10 Walnut Street, Morristown. You just mentioned that the land was contaminated.
It had been back, and I haven't read the report lately, I don't remember what it was, but way back, Colgate, almost every manufacturing facility in the state had something. Even farms have some kind of contamination because they have phosphorus on it. So I can't testify, I'm sorry, I can review that for this evening as to what it was. But it is part of the benefit that the town got out of this project was having the developer clean up the site. And it had to go through all the NJDEP approvals to certify that it was clean before it could be done.
Because I remember, I don't remember which month, but we were at one of these meetings and we asked if it was contamination there, and we were told no.
Well, no longer.
Well, what did they do to clean it up?
Again, I'm sorry, I did not read that agreement before I came this evening. I don't recall that.
So how do we find out that information?
They are in LSRP and all the records are with New Jersey DEP. But it's a long, long time ago. It's not been recent.
Well, how long ago? They just tore it down last year.
Many, many years ago when they had contamination from the other side of the street that was coming underground that had to be addressed also.
Anyone else care to be heard from the public? If not, entertain a motion to close the public hearing. Second.
Second.
All in favor? All right. And entertain a motion to accept and adopt ordinance number 2618. So moved. So moved. Second.
Second.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mr. Arvanites?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Abstain.
Mayor Mancuso?
Yes. I, Peter Mancuso, Mayor, declare the ordinance adopted and finally passed. Approve the same and direct that the clerk publish proper notice thereof in the newspaper and to report the ordinance in the proper place.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Mr. Mills, resolutions number 19018 to 20318.
They are all before the body this evening and can be offered as our custom in one motion unless someone wants one or more pulled out for separate treatment.
Yes. I would like to ask 19918 be pulled.
Okay, so then 19018 through 19818 and 218 through 20318 are ready for a motion to adopt.
Okay, thank you, President. Motion set. Second, roll call, please.
Mr. Arvanites?
Yes.
Mrs. Wilson?
Yes.
Mr. Nunn?
Yes.
Mayor Mancuso?
Yes.
That leaves 19918 there. It's authorizing the award of a non-fair and open contract for professional engineering services related to construction. The construction documents, bid coordination, and construction administration for the gas venting system and athletic facility improvements for the Coronine Field Improvement Project to Suburban Consulting Engineers for an additional $25,200. making a total not to exceed $273,500.
I just wanted to ask for a little elaboration on what that involves and a quick update on where we're at with Corning.
It deals with the weather. Primarily with all of the rainy weather we had, it was anticipated that this project would have been completed prior to September 1st. Because the amount of money that's being spent on this project and the oversight required, we have suburban consultants doing that oversight. Now that this project is going to be extended for probably another 2 months, that's the additional cost for their inspection services, so they can complete the project. Just it's been hampered by the rain. We're still there. The field has to be completely dry to put down the cover that goes over it. They've got about a third of it done as of right now. But with the remnants of the last 2 hurricanes that have come through, we're back in that saturated water condition. So hoping for some more dry weather, and then to be able to put down the cover, the impermeable cover over everything, and then get the field installed. So probably looking, sometime in November to put pushing date now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Could I have a motion to approve Resolution 199-18?
So moved.
So, second?
Second.
Roll call.